Hey there, this is John.
And I'm Josh.
And we are up to week 3 with college football. And so Josh and I are going to dive into both the results of last week, and we're going to be pretty brief on that, and then talk about what we see is potentially going to happen this week.
Yeah.
All right, so the first thing, it was anticipated as a big game, was number 1 Alabama facing Ole Miss.
Yeah, so what I have to say about this is, Ole Miss was winning for like the first, I think it was like 10 seconds of the game.
That's right. First, coming out with that first play, get a touchdown.
I was so excited.
Everybody, having that shocked look on their face, and Ole Miss going crazy. But yeah, I knew that wasn't going to last. Tua he's
a beast.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He's having so much fun, and it's crazy.
Yeah, roll Tide.
Great to watch. Okay, then number 12 LSU went down to the Plains and played Auburn. A tough game.
I will say I still have my suspicions of whether this just means Auburn was not as good as we think they are. I'm really skeptical on saying that LSU is a great football team. Because watching them, they just don't seem that great.
And honestly, I'm just not sold on Stidham. I don't know that he is just a fantastic quarterback as he has been touted to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm just not sure about him.
I will say LSU has probably one of the toughest schedules out of any team remaining, especially a ranked team. Yeah. So we'll see how they do consistently throughout the rest of the season.
Absolutely.
But so far, you can't deny they're winning the games that they need to win.
Yes. Yeah. And then you have Auburn. They faced daunting Arkansas this week.
Yeah. Well, sure.
Okay. So then, number 17, Boise State went to Oklahoma State, and man, that was a tough game to watch.
Ever since Brian Harsin has come to coach Boise, he hasn't been able to have that wow factor that Chris Peterson had against top-tier opponents.
Yeah.
And so going to this game, what really killed Boise was the special teams. You get rid of those 2 special team turnovers, and then all the momentum that happened there, it really probably could have been a great game, especially with the way that Brett Rippon was playing.
I agree. Brett Rippon's doing a great job. They were on him all night.
Oh, absolutely.
I think the offensive line, they just could not stand up to the size of Oklahoma State's line.
I agree with that. And the way that Oklahoma State blitzed and everything, it was just very well played. You could tell that it was just honestly outcoached throughout the entire game. Kudos to Oklahoma State. They looked like a great team.
Now, the question is Oklahoma State really that good?
And so I think the best way for us to be able to actually understand that is later on in the season when they have to face West Virginia, TCU, and Oklahoma all in a row.
Yeah.
There's no way you'll win all of those, but can you actually make it close?
If they did, that would be making a statement.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Number 4, Ohio State. They did not struggle against TCU.
I will say the score, I think it ended 40-28, did not show how close it was almost the entire game. It was a good game. TCU stayed in there. They fought. Ohio State has so much talent. It's incredible. They are going to be a hard team to beat.
Yeah. If they could just get Urban Meyer just to keep his mouth shut and say nothing else. Say nothing, Urban.
Yeah, no. Okay? Ohio State
He's
looks
probably watching
good.
this anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. Ohio State looks good.
Yeah,
they're
do.
A team to beat.
Another team that looks good is Oklahoma, but it was surprising that they did struggle a little bit.
Iowa State did beat Oklahoma
who beat them
last
year. Yes.
And they are kind of starting to get themselves the name of like the Giant Killer.
Yeah.
So I would say it's less of a fact that it was a close game and more of a fact that Oklahoma escaped the Giant Killers. Good job on you, Iowa State.
Just a 10-point
for some reason
game,
can just
it was actually a pretty good
play
ball
very
game.
well in those games.
Yeah. BYU actually beat Wisconsin.
This was by far the biggest upset of the week.
Yeah.
BYU beat Wisconsin by 3.
I think that everybody had such high expectations for Wisconsin that this surprised people.
Yeah. I'm not
sure
who knows
that I
if
was
Wisconsin's
surprised.
actually that great or if BYU is maybe more talented than people think. Who knows?
And then the other one that here was an upset.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody saw this coming because Texas started off so poorly in the season, and then they beat number 22 USC
handily. And that being said,
and
Texas,
at home,
for every Texas fan sitting in their seat like, oh, Texas is back. They're not back. Yeah. Don't even kid yourself. Yeah. They're still horrible. USC is just worse.
Yes. That's how I view it. Pac-12, I think right now is sort of suffering.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Washington's still the only hope they have.
Yeah. Though Oregon is still
and
in
Stanford,
there.
I take that
Oregon's
back. There's one or two teams
Yeah.
who also have a chance.
Yes. All right. So the other one was number 23, Arizona State at San Diego State. Who called this upset?
I got it. So I think because I will go ahead and throw both of these games in. I also said that Vanderbilt was going to beat Notre Dame, and they didn't.
But it's close.
It was close. Notre Dame had 22. Vanderbilt had 17.
So the question there is Vandy better than we think, or is Notre Dame worse than we think?
I've been saying all season that Notre Dame's not that good, but Vanderbilt doesn't seem like I think they're usually a below average team, and I think this year they are at least average, if not a little better.
All right.
That being said, I'm now 2-5 on the year.
Yeah, so we're anticipating what your next upsets are going to be for this week. But so let's look at this week and let's talk about what's going to happen.
All right.
We have number 22 Texas A&M. They're going to go to Tuscaloosa and play number 1 Alabama. So we're expecting this to be a tough match, right?
I think it would be a lot tougher of a match if it was at Texas A&M.
Maybe
because
so.
I honestly think 12th man, they know what they're doing. That being said, no matter where it was at least a 30-point victory.
I don't expect this to be a struggle, and maybe Texas A&M will come out with a quick score like Ole Miss did or something possible. Like that. Yeah, but
you will see Nick Saban yelling on the sidelines, veins popping
when he's 60 points ahead.
It's a win for Alabama.
Yeah. All right. Then we have number 17 TCU, who obviously had a tough loss last week, and they're going to be playing Texas, who had a great win last week.
I think this is going to show I think this game's going to show Texas is not back.
Okay.
I think this right here is going to show just the real difference between a top quality tier team right now going against a subpar Texas.
All right. Yeah. I honestly think TCU can pull this one off against Texas. Yeah. Unless Texas pulls something out of their hat. Who knows? All right. So then we have number 14 Mississippi State. Mm-hmm. They're going to be playing Kentucky, who obviously is on a high right now. They have not lost yet, beat Florida, all this. Is Kentucky really there?
They're going to get spanked in
this
game.
So?
Oh, Mississippi State's going to roll over Kentucky, no doubt in my mind.
Well, that will definitely show the lack of parity between the East and West.
Which is already really being shown throughout everything. Georgia's the only competitive team on that side of the SEC.
Powerful team on that side for sure. Yeah. All right. And then we have number 7, Stanford, which we were talking about the Pac-12. And so they're going to go against number 20, Oregon. And so this will give us an idea, at least,
what the Pac-12 has.
Who's strong in the Pac-12.
This is game day. I think it deserves to be game day because no one wants to see Alabama destroy Texas A&M for game day. And so I honestly think Oregon's going to come out and win this game. I honestly think that just as far as the games that I've watched so far this season.
Upset of the week? No. Okay.
This is not one of my upsets of the week. I'm not that confident. I'm not confident about any upsets of the week. But I'll take that back. I think it's possible for Oregon to win this game.
All right.
In the end, Stanford probably will.
Why does
because it
Oregon
honestly looks like they're starting to get that offense back that they used to have. They're starting to get that kind of
Without
flair that they were missing. And I think once Oregon starts getting that flair, you have to think that they're a contender against any team they play.
All right. Or at least in the Pac-12, for sure, right?
They could probably beat Alabama.
Yeah. They probably could.
All right.
Then we have number 18, Wisconsin.
This is one of my upsets of the week. We'll go over both of these.
There we go. Upset of the week.
Wisconsin already lost to BYU, and now they're going against a 3-0 Iowa.
Yeah.
It's Iowa, yes.
It's Iowa.
And
the question is, who has Iowa played up to this point?
I mean, they beat Iowa State, I think.
I
think that's it.
We need to check on that one, but
I do think they can beat Wisconsin. I remember last year they were ranked at one point and they didn't have a bad season.
This is your upset of the week, and
this is one of them.
I'm thinking that you probably get this one wrong, but
all right. And then my other one is FAU versus UCF.
All right.
This is the first time Lane Kiffin is going against a good team that I don't think is actually that good. Sorry, Bobby.
Yeah.
But this is the first time. This is not Oklahoma. UCF also would have gotten absolutely demolished by Oklahoma. I don't care what you think or what you say. They're not national title winners.
So even with an off week last week because of the hurricane, you think that...
I think that's going to hurt them more than anything. And not only that, but it kills their conference strength and whatnot because UNC, even though they're horrible, is at least a Power 5 team.
Yes.
I think FAU can come in here and beat UCF.
All right. Well, that's the upsets of the week, and that's our thoughts of week 3. What we think is going to happen. So thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week.